Is that pretty?
This holiday season,
What color is this? So red. Yeah. Okay.
came with an unexpected setback for the Rolifson family.
I wanted to renovate the deck. It's a little, seen better days. So I just Googled Idaho deck companies, and I had a couple companies come out.
Caroline Rolifson says Seth Waddell, the owner of Idaho Decks and Exteriors, impressed her.
He seemed very knowledgeable. He had great ideas. He was able to show me photos of past works.
His website seemed legitimate and online reviews were positive. They signed a contract with him in September.
So we wrote him a check for the deposit, and he said he would get started about 3 weeks later. The deposit money was to be able to pay for materials, and we never saw him again. So he took our money and disappeared and never bought any materials that we know of.
How much did you give him?
We gave him $18,132. That was half of what we were gonna owe.
And they're not alone. Many victims are finding each other online.
We know of at least 30 people that are personally victims of Seth Waddell and similar practices. Either he did partial work or he didn't do, in our case, any work at all and just absconded with the money.
On Tuesday, Seth Waddell was booked into the Ada County Jail on a $300,000 bail. He's charged with 3 counts of grand theft. A criminal complaint says he took more than $1,000 from the Rolifsons and 2 other victims. Boise Police and Secretary of State records confirm Waddell is linked to multiple different business names.
Honestly, I feel most for Idaho families. I mean, we're going into a holiday time of the year right now. People are strapped for money, and they've saved up, and oftentimes their whole life to get just a product done for their house. And instead of coming home to a remodeled deck or a new kitchen, they now have to eat this cost because someone decided just to leave with the money and steal it.
Court records show a woman successfully sued Waddell and a company he worked with in January 2024 for nearly $30,000 in Canning County. Records also show 2 homeowners filed small claims cases against Waddell and 2 of his company's Idaho Exteriors and Idaho Decks and Exteriors this year. Both are still pending.
This is not right.
One of those homeowners, Jason Kuska,
This looks dangerous. It's gonna come, when are you coming back here?
signed a contract with Waddell in August.
Demoed that 3 days, they did that part of it, and that was it. We hadn't seen him back yet since.
Days turned to weeks, weeks to months, and his deck still wasn't done.
I was trying to be very patient and understanding, and hey Seth, what's going on? Oh, we'll get out there next week. We had to do this, that, and then it was like 3 weeks of that. And then people started telling me like, no, this is not right. You gotta, set a deadline. If he doesn't meet it, you've gotta end this. And that's kind of what happened.
When you signed that contract, did you pay him money?
I think it was $11,000, half of the deposit, so $22,000 for the whole thing.
Along with police reports, several people who claimed they're victims of Waddell's filed complaints with the Idaho Contractors Board and Attorney General's office. But they fear they won't get their money back.
What has this process been like emotionally for you and your wife?
It's just stressful. I lost, a good amount of money, but I've heard stories that, people have lost $30,000, $40,000, $100,000, $200,000 to this guy, and that he has a record of doing this for years, so the least that we could do is just kind of let other people know, stay away.
Kuska and the Rolifsons thought they did their due diligence by getting multiple quotes. In hindsight, they wish they would have dug deeper into Waddell's background before hiring him.
Makes me feel pretty cynical, like you can't trust people.
Based on Washington state labor records, he has multiple unpaid liens and license violations in Washington, where he worked before Idaho.
We've gotten used to Idaho and the values here with the local community. And honestly, background check, talking to past clients, and ensuring that you set up a contract to where it's goal-oriented for payments and instead of a 50% down to allow for that would be really good measures to prevent this in the future.
I don't know if you can hire a contractor without putting some deposit down and that kind of thing. I guess I would learn now is just, it's gotta be personal word of mouth. It's gotta be a neighbor that's used somebody, a friend or whatever, and not just a review site.
If our efforts prevent this from happening to one single Idaho family, then it's worth it.